How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. Today I'll be doing a first thoughts on Zaxara, and if you enjoy this video, please comment down below what you're gonna do with Zaxara. If you're gonna build Zaxara, let me know if there's any cool tech that I missed, because I'm probably gonna be building this commander, and I would love to hear your input. And so yeah, subscribe to the channel, like this video, check me out on Patreon if you really want to support the channel, check me out on Twitter. And we're just gonna hop into this. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna start off with the biggest category here is X spells. First one, my favorite one, Villainous Wealth. Finally a good X-Spells commander that's in Sultai, so you can run this thing. This card's hilarious, and I cannot wait to just dump all my mana into it and also get a Hydra out of it. Then other stuff that we got. We got Mass Manipulation, good stealing spell. We got Dregs of Sorrow, Curse of Swine, Profane Command, just some removal. Torment of Hailfire is a good win con. Sealed Fate, it's a pretty cool card selection card. Altered Ego, just a big clone. That's just kind of a fun card to throw in. Black Sun Zenith, Blue Sun's Greeneth, and Green Sun Zenith. All of them are great. They reshuffle, draw cards, kill stuff, and get dudes. All of them do what this deck wants to have, or stuff that this deck will want to have in it, and do great things for the deck. And then same thing with the finales. Finale Devastation, Finale of Eternity, and Finale of Revelation. I think it's Revelation. All those are great. Maybe not Finale of Eternity, though. Just depending on how you build the deck. Because if you build it with Hydras, that's a really bad card for the deck. But if you build it not Hydras, then go right ahead. Then we got Brain Geyser, good card draw spell. Quarter Calling, just another tutor. Diabolic Revelation, Distorting Wave, Entreat the Dead, and maybe not Entreat the Dead for the same reason as Finale of Eternity. Just depends on the way you build the deck. Exsanguinate's a great win con. Gadwick, just draw a bunch of cards. Genesis Wave, hilarious, but also don't do it if you're doing Hydras. It's a lot. There's a few cards that are just bad for Hydras just because of the fact that they die if you don't put mana into them. Nissa, Steward of Elements, pretty good in the deck. Pull from Tomorrow, another good card draw spell. Dazzler's Intervention, another good card draw spell. It's also a counter spell if you need it to be. And Walking Ballista, because it's X deck, and it's probably one of the best X cards in the entire game. And so yeah, that's what I got for right off the bat X spells that I came up with. And shoe-in for this deck, basically a necessity for this deck, Unbound Flourishing. That card's going to be bonkers in this deck. Very, very powerful. Double your X, double the cost of X, or doubles X. So it's a really weird interaction because it doesn't work like Doubling Season does. Like if you cast a Hydro for 10, then it would have 20 counters on it. But you'd still only get a 10-10 from Zaxara. But with Unbound Flourishing, you get a 20-20, and the Hydra comes in a 20. So Unbound Flourishing is really, really good in this deck. Freed from the Real and Penman's Aura. These cards are nuts because of the fact that Zaxara happens to be a mana dork that taps for 2 mana. So you just make infinite mana so you can cast X spells for infinite mana. Pretty good. A fun way to win the game would be to Villainous Wealth an opponent, then Regrowth. Get Villainous Wealth back, Villainous Wealth an opponent with infinite mana, just their entire deck's gone. And just keep doing that until you win the game. I do that in my Muldrotha deck, and it's very fun. Then you got Kydel, because you got a lot of X spells that draw you cards, so you can basically cast 2 X spells for about the same amount of mana during a turn with Kydel, which pretty good. And then we got stuff that if you're doing the Hydra Tribal deck, you got Tramplers. Ways to give your Hydra Trample because the tokens that Zaxara makes, unfortunately, don't have Trample. So something like Bramblewood Paragon, great in the deck. Same thing with Crown Ceratok and Zagana Utopian Speaker. All of them are probably a must, especially Bramblewood Paragon because that's only 2 mana. Very, very good. You're going to be having a lot of counters in this deck. You might as well add counter synergies, specifically Doubling Season because double the counters is good. And also double the tokens, so even better. That's going to be a necessity in this deck. And Hardened Scales is okay, just 1 extra though, so it's not really worth it. But the token doublers, I don't think token doublers actually work in this. Token doublers definitely don't work in this deck. You don't need to deal with token doublers because of the fact that they'll come in as 0/0s with no counters on them, so they just immediately die. But the counter doublers are big. So Primal Vigor, that's another counter doubler. You can do stuff like Inspiring Call, so that way you can what is that one? That's the... Wow, I wrote it down. I forgot what it does. Oh, it gives your creatures indestructible and it draws you cards for each creature you have with a +1/+1 counter on it. So that's a good card to protect you from a board wipe. You can do mana doublers because what's better than X spells? X spells for twice X. Stuff like Doubling Cube, Nyx Bloom Ancient because triple X is even better. Like, you can just go nuts with this. Like, there's just a lot of ways you can play this deck. And I will be most likely taking apart my Marith Hydra deck and turning it into a Zaxara Hydra deck. And I'm going to be so happy to cast Villainous Wealth. Oh my goodness. Villainous Wealth will allow you definitely get a big Hydra. The Hydra's just icing. Plus the card art is pretty cool. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to like this video. Comment down below if you're going to build Zaxara. And if you are, if I missed anything, then let me know what your cool tech is. So that way I can just steal it. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Check me out on Patreon if you really want to support the channel. Check me out on Twitter. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.